It's Riff Arcade. I'm Butts, and Josh is dead. Tired from his vacation. He took a vacation a little while ago, and last time I was on vacation, he did an episode just by himself, and I figured turnabout's fair play, so I'm going to do one just by myself, and I picked a game that I love. A very relaxing game for me is Minecraft. It's on creative mode. I can build anything. Oh boy. They shouldn't have given me all this power. But so I wanted to do one just on my own, a little podcasty episode just like Josh did. I'm going to try to build a little survival base here. I got my little area all squared away. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, did something go wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is great. This is great content. Anyway, so instead of Josh did a what's the origin of Riff Arcade, and I didn't want to do that because he just called up and said, "Do you want to do this?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So there we go. There's the origin of Riff Arcade. But I wanted to talk about something a little more not personal, but just something that I've kind of been not dealing with, but something that I think about a lot, and that is that I'm part of a gaming channel, and I don't think I'm very good at video games. Some of you might be like, "No, but you're fine," or "No, you're doing good. You're doing good." Yeah, just save your platitudes. I don't think I'm good at video games, but Josh is. I will tell anybody that asks. Josh is good at video games. I see him take on a new game, and just the way he goes about it, the way he can do stuff, the way he figures out how the game works. This guy has played a lot of video games. So I kind of wanted to talk about that. What makes a good gamer? And are you a good gamer? I would say yes, you are. But that just kind of got me thinking, what does it take to be a good gamer? And there's a lot of opinions about that, because gamers, if nothing, are opinionated people. Am I doing this right? I think I'm doing this right. Yeah. So what makes a good gamer? So I had to think about like what are the qualifications? What do normally people think about what makes a good gamer? Is it the high score? Is the person with the highest score, they're the best gamer? I don't know if you can score things in Minecraft, but is it somebody who, has the highest score in a bunch of games? Are they the best gamer? If that's the case, would you say that somebody with the most platinum trophies, they're the best gamer? Because, they've got all the trophies. Why wouldn't they? They've done all the things that the game developers have said, hey, this is hard in the game. And what games do you think are hard that should qualify for the high score? Maybe you think that it's like a world ranking. I think there's a bunch of first-person shooters that have, rankings about who's the best. Would you say that somebody who's number one in the world on a certain game, they're the best gamer, or they're good at gaming? Or what about if they're pretty high on the leaderboard on most games? I don't know what qualifies as the best. That's too high. Trying to go 4 high on this. 2, 3, 4, there you go. Stuff like that. And what about somebody like speedrunners? You watch speedrunners play, and they're like Neo in the Matrix. They just know codes and cheats and little, if I hit this pixel a certain way, it'll make me do this, and I can skip an entire section of the game. Things that maybe even the programmers don't realize are there. Would those be the best gamers? Are they good at games because they can skip things that shouldn't be skipped? So stuff like that. I'm trying to think what makes a good gamer. And I kind of racked my brain, and this is, by the way, this is kind of how I operate, is just being, actually, this doesn't need to be here. Oh God, what was that? Oh, it's an Enderman. Good Lord. I thought this was peaceful. What the heck? Boy, he does not like water. Okay, buddy, you gotta get your life together, pal. This will be my stairs. So I did what I normally do and just kind of sat there and thought about stuff and did research because I am a giant nerd and tried to figure out, all right, what makes a good gamer? What would I say? All right, this person is good at video games. Actually, I think I'll make these too deep. How about that? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, wait, something's wrong. I'll add another one right there. There we go. So, all right. So I thought, and this is just me, but I classify a good gamer as somebody who isn't necessarily the best at all video games. They don't have to just crush all video games and have the high score and everything. But like when I watch Josh play, or anybody else that I think is good at gaming, I noticed that they tend to come at a new game and try to figure things out. They try to go, all right, what are the rules? What can I do? What does each item do in this game? And it's like the game itself is kind of secondary, and they're trying to find the underlying game of, all right, I need to stay alive and do the most damage to this, enemy. How can I do that? Oh, I didn't want to do two. Well, I'll do two. And they, even if they're not playing a video game, they kind of tend to have that mindset about a lot of things. I've done some like projects and things with Josh, and he has that mindset of, all right, let me figure out the rules of what is going on. And I think that's kind of a mark of a good gamer, is somebody that they could just pick up a new game and just boom, be better at it than you probably think they should, or they just seem to kind of know what to do, even if they don't know, like, oh, I just do this, clearly, that kind of stuff. Also, man, Minecraft has gotten way more complicated than I remember it being. What's a good floor? Not wool. What about quartz? Quartz is a good floor. I need some flooring in here. I think so it made me think of two things. And this is what I think a good gamer is. This is why I don't think I'm a good gamer. Because if you give me a new game, I'm going to freak out and just not be very good at it for a while. Eventually something might click and I'm like, oh, okay, I've got to do this. But I don't generally figure out the unwritten rules of, all right, here's how you play this game, at least for a while. And other people who are good at games can figure them out very, very quickly. But it reminded me of two things. If you guys like sports, if you've ever heard of an athlete named Bo Jackson, he played baseball and football, and his kind of claim to fame was that most of these professional athletes playing these sports would just watch Bo Jackson almost in awe of just the things that he could do, and just they just wanted to watch him. Like, he's kind of the sportsman's sportsman. He was just so good at everything. He made it all effortless. I mean, playing football, that's obviously hard. Baseball is hard. I don't care what anybody says. It's hard to play baseball. It's hard to hit a baseball. It's hard to chase a baseball down. And he just seemed to be able to do it effortlessly. It wasn't a hard thing for him to do, to play, to chase down these balls and stuff. So these professional athletes who, remember, they're the top 1% of the top 1% of athletes playing that sport. Would just watch him and just be in awe of what he could do. And that's because he just did everything well. He's just really good at doing everything. There's also a small side story. When he was growing up, legend has it that he threw a crab apple at a wild boar, and it hit the wild boar in the head and killed the boar. So that's cool. That's neat. I wish I could do that. But this also reminded me of there was a chess study. So this is kind of going to the point of, you can look at a game and figure out its rules really quickly. There was a chess study done where they took a bunch of chess grandmasters and asked them, all right, we're going to put out a chessboard and I want you to memorize where the pieces are. And they did. They memorized it super, super quick, because of course they did. They were chess grandmasters. They just blew all, the control group out of the water. Okay, so you guys can memorize these. So then what they did was they randomized the board and said, all right, so we're going to put them in orders that you wouldn't normally be able to see them in. Or they put the pieces in spots that the pieces can't get to under the rules of chess. So they just randomized it. Like, just here you go. And they found out that chess grandmasters weren't memorizing the board any better than just normal people. And what they learned was that these chess grandmasters, what they could do is they could see the patterns in the chessboard and could remember, oh, it's just like this chess game that I had, 4 or 5 years ago. Or, oh, it's like this famous game, from 1950, whatever. And they weren't memorizing where every piece was. They just learned the shortcuts of, oh, okay, it's like this strategy, but this piece is over here and these two pieces are swapped. And that helped them memorize the board quickly. And I think that if you're good at video games, you could do that with games too. You could pick up on, there are games, there are patterns to them. So you could pick up on the patterns and the shortcuts of, oh, it's just like this other game. And that will help you kind of play the game better. That you can pick up on, oh, this is what the game wants me to do. Like once you learn kind of turn-based combat, you can do, and you figure out like, oh, it's kind of like turn-based. Okay, here's the healer, here's the tank, here's the DPS, here's this person. You kind of have a shortcut to, oh, okay, this is what this game wants. And it's not about genre. It's not like, oh, this is a first-person shooter, so I have to do this, this, and this. That's one thing, but it's also just kind of, I don't know, if you watch somebody play a game who's good at a game, you could be like, God, they seem to be better at this than either they should be, or they pick this up really quick. And that's what I think of when I say a good gamer. And I do not pick up games quickly. It can take me a little bit. So that's what I think of when I think of a good gamer. Is like, this person figured out the secret code of this game really quickly. And I'll brag on him. Josh does that really, really well. Like, man, he is so good at... I'm at Red Fence. He is so good at, if you introduce him to a game, he'll just learn it. You're just like, God, how do you know this? And he's like, well, it's just like this game or whatever. And it's because he's played so many games that he cracked the secret code of, oh, okay, they want me to do this, this, and this. Cool, I'll do that. And it's always fun to watch him play a game, especially a new game, where he just is like, oh, I do this, this, and this. And don't forget, if you haven't watched we were in a contest, a streaming contest a while ago, and the host of the contest, we did Star Fox, just to kind of show like, hey, we can do Star Fox. And the host, I believe his name was Dreezy, if I'm remembering that right. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on that one. He said, watching Josh play, like, oh, this guy knows his stuff. This guy's good. Oh, what was that? That's a stupid thing to do. Yeah, that's a weird thing to do. Okay, fine, I'll just put... It's kind of awkward, but whatever. So even a professional streamer saw Josh play and was like, oh, this guy's got skills. This guy knows what's going on. Go where I want you to go, darn it. That's not it. Still not it. There we go. Some windows in here. So I think that's my definition of what a good gamer is it's kind of like a decathlete athlete. That's kind of redundant. Somebody that does the decathlon, they are considered the best athletes in the world, even though they might not be the fastest runner or the strongest, this person or that person. Decathletes are considered the best in the world, mainly because they're kind of really good at everything. Like the guy that won the 2016 decathlon, his name was Ashton Eaton. He's from the U.S., and they do things like, they have a dash, 200-meter dash, a mid sprint, a long sprint. They do the discus throws. Actually, I like where those were. I'll put those back. Long jump, that kind of stuff. They just kind of do a lot of everything. And I'm sure that he's not faster than Usain Bolt. But this guy, I'm sure, can throw a discus further than Usain Bolt. He can do a long sprint better than Usain Bolt. So he's not the fastest runner in the world. I could do better walls than that. There we go. Oh, that looks way better. So he's not the fastest runner in the world, but he's above average and better at it than most other people. And he can do other things that, other people can't do. So he's not number one, but he ranks higher than everyone else on a lot of stuff. And I wouldn't say Josh has his games that he's not good at, or he's not as good at. He's not really good at fighting games. I mean, sorry, buddy, you're not. I can take him in Halo. I know that I'm better at Halo than him. So it's not like you have to be the best at every game. But Josh is above average and has skill in a lot of games. So he's a decathlete. He can do a lot of different games well. And I cannot. I've kind of got my niche. I'm pretty good at first-person shooters, I guess. I love Metroidvanias, although I'm kind of pretty good at those too. I just finished Axiom Verge, and I got 75% of items and 92% of the map done. So there's, I'm not 100. I don't 100% this stuff, but I also have a life and things to do. But that's, somebody that can hop from Mortal Kombat to Street Fighter and be decently good at both. I mean, we could recognize that guy's pretty good at this. I think that's the mark of a good gamer, is somebody that can hold their own at a bunch of different game genres. Wait, what am I doing in creative mode? God. It's also, mental note, it's hard to play a game and talk at the same time. Nope, that's not what I want. It's hard to do this, so let's cut some slack, people. God. Is this what? How do I go up and down? Nope, not that. Oh well. I can reach it. And I don't want anyone to think oh man, I'm not great at fighting games, so I'm probably not a good gamer. I don't want anybody to think that. I don't want to shame anybody here. You don't have to be great at everything. And I'm not great at games. I don't think I am. But I still love playing them. They're kind of the medium of choice that I've figured out. I like this. I don't watch a lot of TV. Movies are kind of hit or miss for me. But I really like video games. This is the stories and the things that I like to. Would that work? I need to get rid of something. So I mean, if you love playing games, play games. You don't have to be great at them. Just enjoy them. Games they're supposed to be fun. They're called games, for God's sakes. So I don't want to shame anybody and think I don't want to be the type of gamer that's you got to be good at these games and you got to play them. No. I want everyone to have fun and experience games the way they want to experience them. You don't have to be great at them. If you want to go for everything 100%, do it. But I hope no one watches us and goes, God, Josh is so good at games, which he is. And even if they look at me and man, Butts is really good. I'm not. I want everyone to just have fun and play the games you want to play and play them how you want to play them. Spoiler alert, there's a good handful of games, especially recently as I'm getting older, that I'll throw on easy mode. I'm I just want to experience the story and see what the games have, the world that these developers have built. I just want to experience that. I don't want to get drug around and take 2 hours to get through one level. And I don't think there's any shame in that. I don't care. I'll defend that. If you want to throw it on easy mode, throw it on easy mode. Yeah, there we go. We got survival. I don't know what I'm going to do in here, but boy, I'm going to do it. So yeah, that's my thesis on what makes a good gamer. I think that one last analogy is kind of like a tennis player, or not a tennis player. That was my other example. I didn't use my example. I'm not using the tennis example. Sorry, guys. Kind of like does anybody know mathematicians? One of my wife's best friends is a mathematician, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking like girls doing math, and first off, like step off pig. But she kind of has this mindset that even when she's not doing math, she kind of approaches everyday life problems in a certain way. You could see her trying to figure them out and trying to almost go about them like they are math problems, like trying to figure out what breaking them into steps and things like that. It's kind of neat. But I think a good gamer has that kind of thing going on with themselves, is that they approach a new game in a certain way. They go, all right, what are the rules? What do I need to do? What are my, small goals that get me into bigger goals? That kind of stuff. Can I replace my doors? I have 4 doors. I don't know why I have 4 doors. Nope, you need a thing there. Can you hang from there? Nope. Let's stick you... I'm just going to put you somewhere. Just going to light you up for now. So yeah, a good gamer will just approach a game and go, all right, let's solve this out. And if you can't do that, again, I can't do those things. That doesn't make you I'm not going to say a bad gamer. I don't think I'm good at games, but after you play games for a really long time, you kind of learn the little hidden codes about, all right, here's what the game's asking me to do. Also don't know what I'm going to do with these stairs here. It's a good little Minecraft house, right? Yeah, I think those windows are kind of big. Double windows. Can I fly through there? Ooh, here we go. Let's take a gander at that house. Yeah, there we go. I don't like the steps, actually. I should make those all one type of wood. I think I'll do that. That's pretty good, right? I guess I could put a farm underneath there. It's for my garage or something. I don't know. Anyway, so that was my rant on good gaming, is that you don't have to be the best at every game, but I think a good gamer is pretty good at a lot of games. And if you, just because you struggle with a game, or you just like, I'm just not good at first-person shooters, don't let that discourage you from playing the games you want and how you want. We're trying to be pretty positive here on Riff Arcade, and you should play the games you want, how you want. Don't let anyone tell you how to play your games. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, give you some stuff to think about. If you like this kind of content, you can check out some of our other videos, although we're a lot more goofy and kind of mystery science theater-y. But I do have a kind of limited episode, limited series called Let's Play-Doh, and I look at the social, historical, and the philosophical themes of your favorite games. So if you like this kind of content, I would check that out. Oh, there's another house I started. Look at that house. Look at that. I need to do a roof for that one. It's my beach house. So check those out. We have videos every Monday and Wednesday. We have a stream on Thursdays. I'm trying to start a stream myself on Wednesdays where I'm playing through Ninja Gaiden. And boy, if you want to see some rough gameplay, you should watch that, because that is a game I've played a lot and I am not very good at, but I enjoy playing it. And that's the point. Enjoy playing these games, even if it takes you a bunch of tries to get through them. If you're having fun, if you're relaxing, if you're just enjoying time with your friends, that's all that matters. And don't let any gamer or anybody tell you differently. Spying on them. So anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode of Riff Arcade.